Hello friends, welcome to my channel ELS English Literature Studies with Kaur Harpreet. Today we will discuss one more form of drama, that is the farce. Those who are new on my channel, let me tell you that I have started a playlist, what is drama and what are the different forms of drama. If you are interested, you can check that playlist. And before that, I have already discussed what is poetry and what are the different forms of poetry. You can check that video also, that playlist also, right? So friends, let us start with another form of drama, that is the farce. Let's get started with today's topic. When we talk about farce, right, it is a literary genre and a type of comedy which its aim is to entertain the audience through situations that are highly exaggerated, right? And with the help of these highly exaggerated and funny situations, it entertains the audience. It is a comedy which causes boisterous laughter, right? And it contains elements. These are some elements it has physical humor, then deliberate absurdity is there, then jokes are there just to make people laugh. These are just to entertain them, just to relieve their tension while they are watching the drama, right? But the style of humor that occurs in a farce is disapproving. It is something that is so bad that it is seen as ridiculous, right? And these episodes it is an episode which is inserted in the drama, and these episodes, we can say, these are quite popular in the Elizabethan age, right? These are some its features. Farce is to melodrama as tragedy is to high comedy. Then it also reveals the comic mask, and it is emotional rather than intellectual. I will discuss these points in my next slide. Then there is one question that rises, that what we know about its history. So let us talk about its history. Farce has been around since the early days of Western theatre, right? It has been around since the early days of Western theatre, when the ancient Greek playwright this Aristophanes wrote his comedy in the 5th century BC, right? Aristophanes, his plays included larger than life characters, ridiculous situations, and lots of vulgar humor, right? Although his plays have the characteristics of farce, they also carry serious social messages through style. He focused less on satirical social commentary and focused more on humor about romance, marriage, and adultery, right? And these plays were known as new comedy, which are opposed to the old comedy dominated by Aristophanes. Next is Menander, who was the most famous new comedy playwright, and few centuries after his death, the Roman playwright Plautus. He became the great master. Plautus became the great master of farcical comedy, right? Partially because he masters the convention of mistaken identity, and these classical farce creates comedy out of the most basic human impulses, the desire for pleasure and the fear of pain, and these were quite popular in Elizabethan age to please the groundlings, right? And these farcical comedies, they were mastered by Plautus. They were as mistaken identity, and now question arises why the need is felt to introduce the farce in a drama, right? Actually, a farce is an episode which is inserted in a normal play to provide light and cheap entertainment. It is a type of comedy. It is introduced to provide cheap entertainment to the low class spectators, right? It is specially designed to please the lower class people. Then there are some elements of farce. First one is identity centered. When we talk about it is identity centered. It means it revolves around the mistaken or threatened identity of the characters, right? Then it has multiple and fragile substructures. Its structure is based on social style. It mocks at society and it follows rules that guide the characters, right? Its plot, we can say plot involves funny violence. It mocks at society, but it has a happy ending without, without hurting anyone, right? Then we have third is wit and manners. That is its third element or feature. In farce, the plot deals with the concept of what should be done and the rebellions against that code. Next, we have velocity and speed. Velocity and speed means that things happen very quickly. That is one of the elements of art, that things happen very quickly here. Then we have reversal of expectations. The element of surprise can happen anywhere, right, in the action, and usually it does, because it is a reversal of expectation. When the audience is expecting something else, but it has element of reversal of expectation, that the element of surprise can happen anywhere, right? And the resolution always includes a comic reversal. You have to, and this is very important thing you have to keep in mind, that the resolution always includes a comic reversal, right? Now last is left, that is about character roles. Character is very important part of any form of drama. Young lovers, then witty servants, henpecked husbands, rising socialist, all these are the characters which are involved in it. And characters rely on their emotional response to a situation, right? And it will not be wrong to say, if I will say that characters are trapped easily. They are mere caricatures. They are placed in highly exaggerated and ludicrous situations, right? These are some elements of farce. Now next I would like to discuss one example, that is from The Taming of the Shrew by William Shakespeare. These are the lines: "What will you not suffer me? Nay, now I see she's your treasure. She must have a husband. I must dance barefoot on our wedding day." Right? These lines are from Taming of the Shrew. Shakespeare has used three basic comical techniques to produce humorous effects. What are the techniques? Such as we have Kate's statement and then her husband's replies, which demonstrate verbal humor, right? These lines demonstrate verbal humor, and all these three elements demonstrate this play as a farce. Because of these three elements, or because of verbal humor, this play is recognized as a this play as a farce. It demonstrates it as a farce, right? When we read this play of Shakespeare, we say that the farcical elements are manifested in terms of characters, plot, and particularly the writing style. It contains stereotype characters that are typically farcical in nature, such as Catherine is an excellent instance of the farcical character, right? Although she is a stereotype and boisterous shrew, Shakespeare portrays her as an individual which needs sympathy, because Binaka is the favorite child of her father, right? So these are some elements which demonstrate Taming of the Shrew as a farce. Next we have again from Shakespeare, The Comedy of Errors, right? It is, we can say, his shortest and one of his most farcical comedies, with a major part of the humor coming from mistaken identities, in addition to puns and wordplay. And Indian cinema has 8 films which are based on this play, right? I can remember only 4 which I've seen. I remember Do Duni Char, which has Kishore Kumar, and then Anguri, that is very interesting, by Sanjeev Kumar. I love that movie. That is also based on The Comedy of Errors. Then we have Double the Trouble, that is Punjabi film, which was I think directed by Gippy Garwal. And one is here, that is Local Kung Fu 2, that is martial arts film, right? I can remember only 4, but total 8 films are based on this play, right? So friends, this is all about today's topic, that is related to farce, which is a comedy, which which provides relief to the audience, but it ends in a comic end. It has a happy ending. It ends with a comical situation. So friends, I hope you will like the content, and if you like it, please hit the like button, share and subscribe my channel. And if you are new on my channel, please hit the bell button so that you can get notifications for my upcoming videos. Thanks a lot for watching.